Okay, so we've done all the prep work, we've done all the pre-shifting exercises. Our kids have great setup, and it's time to really start shifting. So let's see what we can do to get this going. So just kind of be aware, and something to bring up with your students are there are two types of shifts. And there are actually more than that, but this is just kind of the basics. Is sometimes they will shift on the same finger. So for example, in this case, we could be going from E, first finger on the D string, to G, third position, E, G. So I'm shifting on a one. So the old position is first position. I want a third position on the same finger. Okay, so that's the same finger shift. Now, sometimes students will go to a different finger. So the finger of origin would be, so let's say I'm going to go F sharp to G. Then I'm going to shift in there. So I'm on F sharp. That's my finger of origin. I'm going to shift to G. But to get there, I have to link it together. So we talk about this with our kids, link finger. So the F sharp is going to link to its place in the new position, which would be A, and release so that you play G. So in slow motion, it would be E, F sharp. So I'm on F sharp to start. I'm going to link it to its place in the new position, and then put the finger down. Now, as they get better, that you won't hear the link note. So I'm still shifting on the two, but you don't hear the link anymore because I've released the weight. That's what it is in slow motion. Some people will shift on the one there. So they'll link it that way. But students have to understand the relationship between whatever note they're coming from in the old position to where it's going in the new position. And different things call for different types of shifts. So having students really understand how to make those shifts and link them together. Same finger to same finger is always very easy. But when we're going from one finger to a different finger, they have to understand the relationship between the old position and the new position. This is why fingerboard mapping is like one of the most important things I think we can do with kids, especially as they get more and more advanced. They have to understand where things lay in those new positions. So getting started. So start with some same finger shifts, definitely the most easy. Moving from that first finger in old position, a new position, or 2 to 2, 3 to 3. So you could easily, you just do exercises. You can do all kinds of things, but just practice shifting the same finger to the new position. A 2-octave scale is usually good for this, like G major for the violins. D major for the violins, G major for the cellos and the violas, basses, all the shifting all the time. So rote practice shifting with familiar tunes. If you can, think of a tune that you like, and instead of, so if we're doing, instead of doing it in first position, go up to third, keep it all on the D string. So finding ways to take things that they know and are very familiar with and then apply this new kind of thing to it. Chorales, familiar songs, etc. Things that you can move slow and adjust the tempo with. That's great stuff to practice early shifting on because it gives them a little more time to process it and take some time to learn it. In repertoire, it's really helpful to provide a fingering for students, especially if they're early shifters. Give them all the fingerings that they need in that little area. And be sure to show them what fingering notation is being used. So certain editors will use a different notation. Some use Roman numerals for the shift. Some use Roman numerals to mean the string that you're on. Some use a little like dash, and some kids think that's a minus sign. Some people, it's all sorts of different notations. So whatever notation is being used or that you like to use, just go ahead and make sure you show that to the students so they know, okay, that dash with a 1 after it means I'm shifting and putting first finger there. That way it's very clear. And then if you do a Roman numeral for the position number, that's great, or whatever that was for you. But make sure that students understand the nomenclature that's going to go with the shifting. So here's an example, and this is good because it actually shows some different nomenclature. Like this one uses first position to third position Roman numerals. And you can see that in this example, they have the link finger in parentheses. So if I do E, I'm going to shift to G. That's why it's in parentheses, and then lay down my 2. But you don't hear the G. 2, 3, 4. So I would teach my students I'm going E to A, right? First position to third, and then I'm linking it. You can either practice it like that to make sure that they're really linking the two together. Example A there you see is this same finger shift, 1 to 1, and then drop the 2. No Roman numerals here, but they use the dash. So you have to teach kids that that's the nomenclature there. So okay, B, same idea, right? They're going first finger to 2, same thing. The next one is another one where they're shifting, but they don't use the Roman numerals. And so you can see the difference of ways that they notate things. So make sure your students just understand what the notation is going to be.